Hello, good afternoon, everyone. This is Noah Bitcoin as usual, and I'm so surprised I'm live once again on Facebook today, and not to do anything, but just to actually discuss with you some of the things that has been happening on Bitcoin, and then we look at some of the interesting things that happened with Bitcoin for the year 2017, and this current year we are in, and where actually Bitcoin is heading to, and what we need to expect, and what we need not to actually expect with Bitcoin and stuff like that. So once again, actually, I would um, I would love it. Basically, before I talk about what I want to say, when I know about some of the things that people would want to hear about Bitcoin and all that, and today I will use this as an opportunity to remind everybody what Bitcoin actually really is, and also we will go through the white paper, the Bitcoin white paper itself. We would actually go through the Bitcoin white paper itself, so that when you are actually involved with Bitcoin in one way or the other, somebody try to actually discourage you or tell you something that Bitcoin is not, you would be able to actually know. And some of the interesting stuff that has to do with Bitcoin, the blockchain technology itself, the smart contracts, the smart technologies, and now the ICOs, which we've seen that for the past year, since 2017, there have been quite an interesting number of ICOs that came out. And all of them actually proved one way or the other so genuine, whatever, and every sort of innovation is actually backed up with some level of technology that they believe is actually going to change the world. And after that, this year we've seen people no longer talking about ICOs, and now they are talking about TAOs. And we will look at some of all these stuffs and all that. And then before this video gets busy, I want to use this as an opportunity to actually introduce to everybody what Bitcoin really is by actually concentrating on the Bitcoin white paper itself. And when you go to the white paper of which Satoshi Nakamoto, that is the founder of Bitcoin, introduced or gave to all of us, that is where you'll be able to actually justify what Bitcoin is, where Bitcoin is actually heading to, and what Bitcoin is supposed to be. And that is some of the things that we need to consider. Actually, this file is an open file, of which when you go to bitcoin.org or bitcoin.com or whatever, some of these good websites, you can have access to the Satoshi white paper itself. And on it, it is actually subjected as Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. The abstract is only talking about a purely peer-to-peer version of electronic cash that would allow online payments to be sent directly from one party to another without going through a financial institution. That's basically what Bitcoin is. Like for you, me, to be able to actually transact freely. Like I send you value, you accept the value that I sent you. You also send me value. I also accept the value that you send me without passing through the financial institutions. What are some of the financial institutions we are talking about? This we consider the traditional banking systems, or very close, or maybe we consider our governments. You understand? And then when you continue on again, it talks about um, hold on, let me just open this file and just make sure we are doing the right thing. Yes. When you continue, it actually says digital signatures provide part of the solution, but the main benefits are lost if a trusted third party is still required to prevent double spending. Now, we propose a solution to the double spending problem using a peer-to-peer network. The network timestamps transaction by hashing them into an ongoing chain of hash-based proof of work, forming a record that cannot be changed without redoing the proof of work. The longest chain not only serves as proof of the sequence of the events witnessed, but proof that it came from the largest pool of CPU power. Now, this sounds a bit technical to those that don't even understand Bitcoin, or those that just got involved with Bitcoin and feel like this is something that I gotta do. And sometimes people tend to stay away from some of these technologies because they feel like it's too heavy whatever. But then one thing you need to understand is you cannot do with that. Now let's consider something. Maybe you are involved with something you don't understand. There's a difference between getting involved with Bitcoin and maybe any other cryptocurrencies, maybe Ethereum or Litecoin or Dash or any good cryptocurrency you can find out there. There's a difference between maybe I heard the news of Bitcoin and then I had some maybe cash on me, so I decided to buy some Bitcoins and keep it, and just with the hope that the price of Bitcoin will go up. Yes, of course, which eventually would happen. And the moment it happens that way, I sell my Bitcoins, I make some cash, and so therefore I'm involved with Bitcoin. It does not work that way. It's just like doing a lottery. You just got into something you think you will get lucky or you'll be lucky out of it, and by the end of the day, you got lucky and got something in return, and it's much more not closer to what Bitcoin is. So we have um, individuals who are actually involved with Bitcoin because of some of the interesting aspect, the financial aspect or the monetary aspect of Bitcoin, which has to do with trading Bitcoin itself or buying Bitcoin to keep. And by the end of the day, with the hope that the price of Bitcoin will go up, it goes up here eventually. It could go down, but it should correct or it would correct itself because a whole lot of people are getting to know about Bitcoin. It's going mainstream, businesses are accepting Bitcoin. The news, everybody is talking about Bitcoin, and Bitcoin continues to be much more popular. So basically, that creates some level of demand, and maybe you bought it, yes, fine, it go up eventually, even if it is not as fast as you want it to be, but it would. And sometimes too, you could get involved with Bitcoin, you buy it at the peakest level, something like at the highest level, you bought it very expensive, and there was some funny correction, so the price of Bitcoin came down, and you're like, nah, I'm dying out because I didn't get what I wanted because I was informed that once I'm involved with Bitcoin, I'm going to make profit, or maybe I'm here to make some good profit. And it didn't happen that way, so you feel like you're giving up. That's not how it is. One thing is, yes, you can get involved with Bitcoin in the form of buying Bitcoin to keep whatever that has to do with your own choices, or any businesses that introduce you to Bitcoin itself, and you got to be so much addicted to the technology itself. But one thing that is actually going to help you to keep going, keep going whatever it is that you're doing every day, coming up with something that you feel this is so unique, and you're doing something you so much appreciate. It's when you understand what you're doing. So you have to make time, you have to learn it, you have to pay attention to the learning itself, and you have to make sure you learn the correct and the correct materials. Anything that you read should be the right thing you deserve to read. Now, today actually we just have to look back what happened in 2017. Actually, in 2017, this same day, this same month, January 14th, early in the year, just beginning of the year 2017, there was quite an interesting confusion with Bitcoin because previously, in 2016, November, December, there was a news that the Chinese government is actually banning Bitcoin. Of course, yes, that something like that happened, and a lot of people were so much scared, and the fear, grew over them, and there was a serious dumping. So the price of Bitcoin went so down to 800 level, and then it came back up from the 2000, something like that. I don't want to do analysis on this video. So, and just in January 2017, it got started with around maybe 1,000, maybe $900 per coin, 1,000 US dollar per coin, 1,200 US dollar per coin. And from January to December, as at 2017, we saw the price of Bitcoin actually doing as high as 20,000 US dollar per one Bitcoin. And today, as at the time of doing this video, I wouldn't want to lie, so let me check on Coin Market Cap over here. Um, the price of one Bitcoin, and then find out what one Bitcoin is actually selling as of now, the time of doing this video, and let's find out what happened or what even led to such a drastic decline in price or depreciation in price or whatever, and you get to consider all these things. Now I'll be doing a whole lot of these stuff. So everybody should learn, everybody should be informed, and I appreciate everybody that is actually involved with us since day one. And we want to make sure, yes, of course, we have a lot of large knowledge that everybody is actually talking about Bitcoin and introducing something we don't know about Bitcoin to all of us, and we all learn. But it does not end over there. We have to continue with what we're doing and just make sure we leverage the educational aspect of Bitcoin on everyone. Now, today, as at the time of doing this video right now, one price of Bitcoin on CoinMarketCap is actually selling for 13,671 US dollars. I remember as of yesterday it was 14,400. And right now it's selling for $13,671, which is very expensive, yes, and very cheap, yes. If you compare where actually Bitcoin came from since 2009, today it is so much, it did some good thing in the market. And today it's selling for 13,671. Yesterday it was 14,400. So this is January we're talking about. So let's do some comparison with January last year, 2017. One price of Bitcoin when it was between 900 to 1,200 or $1,200, and today it's still January, and what the price of Bitcoin has been singing around or dancing around 13,000 US dollars to 14,500, though it goes up to 16,000 and then it corrects itself and comes down again, down again, down again. And these are some of the things you can consider. So if you look at some of these things, the sort of adoption that happened with Bitcoin and the entire Bitcoin community, as at 2017, I think 2018 is going to actually double up, and a whole lot of people are going to be much more convinced and get to understand what Bitcoin really is. Right now, a whole lot of people are talking about the fact that Bitcoin is so expensive to deal with, transaction fee is so high, and there's absolutely nothing that is being done to actually solve that. That is not true. Actually, this is something you don't even need to consider when it comes to transacting with Bitcoin, because when we refer ourselves back to the Satoshi Dream, the white paper itself, you get to understand that it is not even where it's supposed to be, and it's still so cheap to actually transact with Bitcoin. Because when Bitcoin got started, you bet. Now, moving back to the white paper, of which today it is actually our main topic or our main subject, the whatever that has to do with we all of us getting to understand the Bitcoin white paper itself. It stated that comments on the internet has actually come to rely almost exclusively on financial institutions serving as trusted third parties to process electronic transaction or electronic payments. Okay, while the system works well enough for most transactions, it still suffers from the inherent weakness of the trust-based model. Now, completely non-reversible transactions are not really possible since financial institutions cannot minimum or cannot avoid mediating disputes. Now, the cost of mediation increases transaction cost, limiting the minimum practical transaction size and cutting off the possibility for small casual transactions, and there is a broader cost in the loss of ability to make non-reversible payments for non-reversible services. With the possibility of reversal, the need for transfers, merchants must be wary of the customers or their consumers, and then also hassling them for more information than they would otherwise need. A certain percentage of fraud is accepted as unavoidable. Now, this is actually trying to explain to you some of the things that happens with our traditional systems or our traditional banking industries, and some of the things which has to do with how they handle the trust. We have to trust them that they are actually keeping our money, and we have to have that trust and hope that they will keep it safe. And we have to also gain that trust, that level of trust that when we need our funds, they're actually going to give it to us, which is not like that. Today, we are actually in a stage or in a world whereby you are actually banking with a bank A, with a bank B, and you happen to need your own funds or your own resources. You walk into your bank, they would have to actually dictate to you how you have to do it. They have to show you how you have to get access to your funds. They have to tell you what you need to do to have access to your fund. They have to give you their limiting protocols, and you have to follow all sort of these protocols they offer you. Why? Because we believe and we hope and we trust that they are taking care of our finances. Now, Satoshi also stated otherwise in the white paper that this trust actually is a big problem, because we won't have to always be trusting and having that hope that some of these things would happen. So why don't we give the layman, why don't we give the man, that same somebody who owns a bank account, that opportunity to become his own bank, be total control of his own finances, leverage on the fact that he can become his own bank, take charge of his financial life, financial freedom, transact as at when you want, how you want, and wherever you want to actually do it. You understand? And these are some of the things that brought up or came out with the amazing Bitcoin and blockchain technology. And since 2009 to date, we've seen we have more than, if you check on coin market cap right now, we have more than 1,429 other cryptocurrencies that are trying to be like Bitcoin or following the same Bitcoin tech of financial freedom, becoming your own bank, be in total control. Though there are some of these cryptocurrencies that still follow the traditional banking protocols, centralization. They don't give you the power, they can shut it down as at when they want. It's up to you, your responsibility to actually decide and choose what you want. And we can't just take off the banks away, because it's so very difficult for people to actually understand that this is coming to replace the banking industry or the banking sector. It's still mind-boggling, because you won't just give me a technology and say this is taking away what I believe traditionally. So they have to work pari passu. They have to be the cryptocurrency world. They have to be the banking world with time, so that when people are so much addicted or absorbed with these sort of technologies, then they will be able to decide, I want to do full-time crypto, or I want to do full-time banking. So there are some cryptocurrencies out there that still follow the banking protocols, though they are in the form of cryptocurrencies. But we understand they have some level of they are not they have some level of insecurities and not as decentralized as it's supposed to be. But it's one of those things. But at least they embrace the cryptocurrency technology. They became cryptographically proof, and they work with it. That is why we also consider them as cryptocurrencies. Now, if you go back to the Satoshi white paper, that is the introductory part we just did. Now we go to the second aspect of the white paper, which is talking about transactions. It says we define an electronic coin as a chain of digital signatures. Each owner transfers the coin to the next by digitally signing a hash of the previous transaction, the public key of the next owner, and adding these to the end of the coin. A payee can verify the signature to verify the chain of ownership. So instead of you actually walking into a bank, they give you a form to fill. Now this form gives access to all your credentials to the bank, your acceptance, your signatories, your house address, your full details, your next of kin, your everything. Over here with cryptocurrencies and the Bitcoin technology, you become your own bank. So it is your responsibility as the bank owner, when you are submitting a transaction to somebody, it should come with a signature, and that signature is in the form of a hash or a digital how do you call it, algorithm that actually is encoded or encrypted with some language, funny language you and I would not understand until it passes through the computer systems. I am not technical. I'm just being real with what is actually happening and what the real Bitcoin really is. You just have to enjoy it like this, because you cannot do without it. Yes. Now, you say the problem of the course is the payee can't verify that one of the owners did not double spend the coin. Now, this is something like this. I send you a transaction. I fail to actually sign the transaction, and the transaction is not verified or confirmed by miners. Basically, if somebody else is going to move that transaction, I don't have access, or I don't have that right to sign that person's transaction. Everybody, remember we said everybody is his or her own bank. So if your own bank, is your responsibility to do a signature on whatever transaction you are transacting before moving it to third party A, third party B, or third party C. And it's third party C's responsibility to give a signature to his transaction, because as at the time of transacting, the funds It's in his own wallet, his own bank, and then he would have to actually make sure he do the signing. This is so amazing. It gives you that platform, okay? First, you become your own bank. How? You own a Bitcoin wallet, and you're just getting started with Bitcoin. So you own a Bitcoin wallet, whether a software wallet, whether an online or web related wallet, or whether a hardware wallet, whichever wallet, it's a wallet. So you own a wallet. The moment you own a wallet, you become your own bank with Bitcoin. So now it's your responsibility as the bank during transactions to make sure you sign and verify and confirm every bit of dollar that leaves your bank account or your wallet. Very simple. And that is not something you do manually. This has actually been encoded and encrypted in how Bitcoin works. Some of these wallets come with all these features. All that you need to do is just to get the person's email address or maybe his Bitcoin wallet address. You paste that wallet address in your wallet, hit the amount you want to send to the person, and boom, you are done with the person. You send the person back. It's just like if I want to send you an email right now, all that I need is your email address. Or if I want to send funds into your bank account right now, all that I need is your bank account number. If I don't have access to your bank account, I can't just walk into any bank and say, I want to pay into maybe Jenny Dawn's account, and they'll ask how. Maybe they have hundreds of Jennies, and which amount the Jenny do you want to actually pay into? They can only find that, or they can only figure that out when they have your Jenny's bank account number, and that is like your email address. And in Bitcoin, in the Bitcoin language, in the cryptocurrency language, we'll call it a wallet address. So your cryptocurrency wallet address or your Bitcoin wallet address, if your coin is actually Ethereum, that is your Ethereum wallet address. Whatever coin you're using, any coin wallet address, that is your bank account number. So if you want to get involved with Bitcoin officially, all that you need to do is to get yourself a wallet. Right after the wallet, you get some bitcoins in there. Maybe you are doing some business that pays you in Bitcoin. Maybe you purchased it to keep, or maybe you have a friend that just gifted you some bitcoins and it grew up in value, and now you want to transact it. You want to do whatever it is that you want to do with your coin. You can do so, and it's your responsibility. It's so easy, and you can do it as at when you want. And the moment you want to transact, you now successfully become your own bank. How do you get started? You want to send to somebody, request for that person's address or his account number or his email address, something like that. Any language you can understand. Right. Now, that is Bitcoin. It is not something dangerous, and it is for everyone. Bitcoin is for everyone. That everybody, anybody, as long as you know how to spend money, as long as you know how to work for money, as long as you've ever had money. In your country, in my country, the money we understand so well is the Ghana cedi and then the US dollar. And if you go to a country like Nigeria, they understand the naira and then the US dollar. You go to a country like India, they understand the Indian rupee. You go to the US, they understand the US dollar. And every country is having its own currency and all that. And that is just a brief. That's actually something that has to do with a simplified payment verification. Everything that goes through the Bitcoin network is actually verified, and everybody agrees that this is actually a valid transaction that is passing through the nodes or the chain, and this is actually verified by a couple of miners and all that. Now, what you need to also understand is privacy. All right. Privacy, when we talk about the traditional banking model, the traditional banking model achieves a level of privacy by limiting access to information to the parties involved in the trusted third party. Now, the necessity to announce all transactions publicly precludes this method, but privacy can still be maintained by breaking the flow of information in another place. Something like by keeping public keys anonymous, and also the public consider somebody is actually sending an amount to somebody else, but without the information linked to the transaction or where the transaction is actually coming from. And this is similar to the level of information released by stock exchanges, where the time and size of individual trades The tape is actually made public, but without telling who the parties are. Now, this is actually trying to tell you that the banks prevents or protects our privacy by limiting access to information. Access to information can be in the form of your bank details, how much transaction goes in and out of your account, your residential address, something like that. They try to protect you as much as they can. But should there be a breach and somebody's having access to this, it's gone and you're gone for good, and you would have to be on your own to protect yourself and your privacy. Now, Bitcoin also consider privacy in mind, and with the sorts of privacy Bitcoin is actually offering is so interesting and so amazing. For example, I send you a value through Bitcoin to your Bitcoin wallet address. Somebody would be able to actually see this transaction openly on the blockchain, because miners are busy trying to verify these transactions. Okay, the moment this transaction hits your address or your wallet, a miner would have to actually confirm through the signature that is actually attached to this transaction, and that we call a hash. Now, the moment something like this is happening, it does not mean they know who the sender was. Actually, it's decentralized. They can't have access to whomever sent you those funds, but they can trace out this is an X amount of funds running through this address or blah, but they don't know where it's coming from. They don't know from which wallet it is coming from. They don't know who the sender was. They don't know, something like that. It's just decentralized. And this is respect of privacy. Unlike the banks, the moment I send you funds through maybe a transfer from my bank account, or from your bank account to my bank account, or from your mobile money wallet to my mobile money wallet, you would know who the receiver, who the sender was, and all that. And this is all good because of the protocols they follow out there. But with the encryption protocol, it says you have to stay anonymous. Yes, you have to stay anonymous, and Bitcoin is actually not completely anonymous. At some level, you'll be able to actually trace certain stuff. So maybe in our subsequent videos, we will eventually be releasing some of these information and all that. But one thing we want you to actually take notice, learn. The moment we talk about stuff like this, maybe in a webinar or a video, you watch us talking about some of these things, you can do better. There are a whole lot of interesting individuals out there that even know better, that there are a lot of interesting individuals out there that even know better than us, and we learn a whole lot from them and stuff like that. So basically, guys, you just need to pay attention. Any resource you can get, just read it. Anything you get, make a follow-up, do a research. Try to confirm if what you are reading, what you heard, or what we told you, what informed you is correct or not. You just do what you need to do to make sure you learn and all that. You just have to make sure you are so free. Freedom is when you understand what you are doing and you know where you are heading to and all that. And the divisible nature of Bitcoin, as in the moment we say one Bitcoin is actually selling for 13,000 Bitcoin or whatever, it does not mean that you cannot get involved with Bitcoin. It's just like saying maybe an ounce of gold, a kilo, maybe what is even the heavy structure of gold, whatever. Maybe a room full of gold is selling for maybe $1 million. So it means I can't get gold or I can't get involved with gold or I have no gas. It makes no sense at all. Now, what you need to do, what you need to understand is Bitcoin is actually divisible. It's a code. Like all of us are sharing those codes or digits or numbers, and it can be divided into millions of smaller units, smaller codes and stuff there. So let's say if I have $1, my $1 can give me a piece of code equal to $1 worth of Bitcoin. If Mr. X is actually having $1 million, his $1 million, he can fetch him an X number of codes Bitcoin worth his $1 million. So actually Bitcoin is very divisible. You don't need to worry about it. Yes, fine. Now when you're going to send, frankly speaking, when you are sending a $1 Bitcoin transaction, you will pay averagely maybe $5 to send it. When Bitcoin got started, it was never like this. Okay, let's just be real. It was so cheap, fast, easy, and now we understand the reasons why. Because Goye mentioned it's not something, and there are some interesting technologies that needs to be considered, and I'm pretty sure the community is actually working on it, and it is something not me can do or whatever, but we are aware, we are so much informed, and we follow everything the community is actually doing. So they're actually working on the concerns to actually take care of this for their life and network technology and all that. But let's just even drop that. Basically, when it's ready, we'll know. And we believe the higher transaction fee structure of Bitcoin is actually going to correct itself very soon. And everybody is going to actually realize it, that Bitcoin is Bitcoin. Now, if Bitcoin fails to do that, in the white paper, it stated Bitcoin had already achieved this goal based on what is actually in the white paper. It's because of Bitcoin we have Ethereum. Because of Bitcoin we have Dash. Because of Bitcoin we have Litecoin and all that. And all of these smart technologies makes transaction faster, cheap, and almost instantly. So if you're transacting with Bitcoin and you're not comfortable with transacting with Bitcoin, you just need to move to some coin you think can, feed you faster confirmations, faster, as long as the merchant you are transacting is actually accepting it. But if you are keeping it for as a store of value and you want to hold your Bitcoins long term, yeah, that's fine. Bitcoin will remain a digital gold that everybody's actually talking about it. Everybody's actually getting involved with Bitcoin, and you don't need to be left out. So guys, thank you so much. This is not Bitcoin, and you can follow us on Twitter, eBitcoinics. You can follow us on Facebook, eBitcoinics, and also Instagram, eBitcoinics, as well as on YouTube, eBitcoinics, just to get involved with our community. Try as much as that you can to learn, get involved, or maybe visit our website www.ebitcoinics.com, ebitcoin ICS eBitcoinics.com. Just go, Bitcoin, read out anything you find on our content about Bitcoin. Just get started. If you've not, just get started right now. If you're about to, just speed it up. If you're already doing it, run with it. And anything that you need to know, if it is Bitcoin, just read. This is just so perfect. An amazing technology that is changing the world, moving the world, and everybody is talking about it. So don't be left out. In Ghana recently, we saw Pakusi Dom actually advising the president of the Republic of Ghana to invest 1% of his national reserve into Bitcoin, and he will just recommend this thing if it's not for real or it's not for good. So it means it has a future. We started talking about Bitcoin when nobody was actually doing it. We didn't even know that guys like Park Syndrome, the Chef Indom, the Indom group of companies are also involved in Bitcoin, and now it's just going viral. So just take this thing so seriously. Learn as much as you can. Read anything. Don't be scammed. Just learn. Read what you need to do. Read and learn. That's the most important thing. Once you do, you can position yourself. Of course, there are so many ways to actually capitalize on Bitcoin, make something good out of Bitcoin, and just get something out of Bitcoin, financially or whatever. But the most important thing is you can only do something real when you understand what you're doing and you understand the technology itself, so that nobody can give you false information as expensive, right? So you just try as much as you can to do what you need to do to learn. You just have your internet, you have your phone, your smart device, you have your laptop, your computer. Just search for information using Google, okay? Or visit our website, anywhere, or just so we'll be doing more of this, and we'll be doing a lot of conversations like this, and we'll start our weekly webinars whereby you can also get involved, share your thoughts and your ideas, anything Bitcoin. Let's talk about it, guys. So enjoy your afternoon. I wanted to do 30 minutes and it's already 34.08 seconds, so 34 minutes already gone. Thank you so much, and I'll see you some other time. Oh, bye. You take care. Okay, bye.